Hey Scorpio, what's going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. Happy day. We're in the throes of Taurus season. It's kind of been a lot. You know, Taurus is earth energy, which we definitely need more of right now. Things have kind of been popping off. There's been a lot of water in the astrology. There's been a lot of fire. So it's heightening emotions, trigger, aggression, anger, frustration, etc., which it's been a little bit overwhelming. And we're just kind of trying to navigate our way through all the twists and turns, right? What I do like is as we're moving towards the full moon, we're gaining a little bit more in that earth energy. That is like soaking up some of the emotion, some of the aggression, and actually helping us find a little bit more grounding and balance. There's been a lot to, I don't know, maybe it's more this feeling of just like you've had to push a lot forward, like do a lot of work to keep things up and running. It hasn't been as simple and easy, even if you are just like engaging in your everyday tasks, right? Just something about it has been pretty arduous. Mars has been really weirdly aspected, not really giving us a lot of forward momentum that it normally brings. And so we've had to be really patient in our endeavors, especially the new endeavors. I feel like a lot of what we're supposed to be, I say that loosely, but kind of navigating are the partnership relationships that we have, the dynamics that are helping or hindering or need a little bit more attention, need a little bit more TLC, so to speak, so that we can have a little bit more balance and harmony in our life, or just support for whatever we're doing, whatever we're trying to manifest, trying to achieve, etc. So that's why I like to start off these readings with an energy cleansing, just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out some of those blocks, limitations that we might be coming into. It's also a great time to set your own intention for the reading, especially if you have come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, etc., or if you are just looking for more of a rebalancing of self, mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're operating from that space of alignment, right, being grounded in who we are, knowing what we want, what we feel, what's working, what's not, it's actually better aligning us with our abundance, i.e. what we want to manifest in our life, bringing that happiness and fulfillment that's not just like short-lived or, super toxic. Let's stay away from that stuff, right? You don't have to if you want to keep it spicy. All right, Scorpio. So all that info is in the description box below. I would love to connect, help, support in whatever way possible. And yeah, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly. Help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love, Mama Love. All right, Scorpio, let's get into it. So, like I said, we are moving towards actually a full moon in Scorpio. Actually, let me just double check that before I commit to that. Sometimes I say things wrong. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, full moon in Scorpio. So we're headed into that in the next couple days. Part of also the reason why not why the fire element has been enlivened, but why we're kind of seeing people getting all amped up, tense, etc. I don't know. I've even just seen like a lot of fighting, like not on the streets, but out and about. Like people just kind of being a little bit more ballsy, you know, not as afraid to get in our face. And there is a lot of fire, like I keep saying, a lot of planetary placements in fire sign right now. And, but what I do like is because of that, the emotional component has really died down. It's almost like that water is next to nothing. And we're seeing a little bit more balance with the earth and the air element, bringing in that stability, bringing in that ability to kind of like use our mental capacity to navigate those situations, i.e. our wisdom, not that like emotion or the reactional. It's more like the intuitive and just saying like, you know what, maybe I'm not going to go down this road. Maybe I'm not going to engage with this person. They're obviously really worked up, that type of vibe. I really love this overarching energy for you. It's talking about your power and your healing. To get what you love, you first have to be patient with what you have. 100%. I love that quote. It's so powerful. And that actually is like a really perfect quote for like the times we're in right now, how the astrology is playing out. If you want what you want, then wait, you know? Even if something comes up that seems like the perfect fit, make sure you do your research, make sure you do your vetting, make sure you like walk cautiously is what I'm hearing. And I feel like you have had to do that. And I feel like I'm hearing for you, Scorpio, you've kind of come from this place where you had to put some of that stuff into practice. Maybe you were getting easily duped by people, the same people or same type of person over and over and over again. And so you're coming from this space of like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be in this pattern, and paying attention to what that actually looked like in your life, how it actually played out. And you feel like, or I feel like you're going to be seeing the fruits of your labor this week. The way that you have kind of, you know, honed your power, so to speak. Like you feel strong, you feel confident. And even though like in your energy, I can feel like things going on around you, you're, like I said, you're not engaging, or you're picking and choosing what you're engaging in. And it's because of your determination. It's because of this ability to kind of humble yourself and be patient. Patience is not easy. It's not fun. It's not fun. I don't think anyone well, maybe some people like it. I don't know. I'm not, you know, whatever. We won't get into me, but we'll stay on you, Scorpio. I feel like I'm hearing you're kind of coming to life again, or there's something about this new sense of self, this new level of empowerment that's making you feel a lot of pride for who you are and what you've accomplished. It feels like there is hope or light at the end of the tunnel, or you're finally hitting your stride. Something that you've been waiting patiently for some time. But also, there might be a little bit of holes or cracks in your approach is what I'm seeing. New start and wisdom are being blocked. So maybe you've been a little bit hesitant on connecting with new people, places, and things. It's interesting because the opportunities, it's not like they haven't been present for that, but actually finding people, situations that we're connecting with is limited, or it's just taking for effing ever, or we have to sift through 10 BS, you know, 10 situations of BS before we get to the one that's like on point, you know, and that's definitely how the energy has been. And so some of this I do think is like not your responsibility, i.e. just like how the astrology is playing out. But some of this is also places where maybe you've been a little bit scared, hesitant to actually put yourself out there because of what you've come from. And I'm also hearing because some of the things that have come your way recently have not been that great. 100%, 9 of fire. This is all about being on the defensive, right? It's kind of that point when we have been through the ringer. We're like bloody, bruised, worn out, and you just have one little push to go, right? But at that point, you're feeling not interested, not interested in anyone's BS. And you've dealt with just a lot of combative people, combative situations. It's bringing a lot of clarity to you right now, 100% with this Ace of Swords. Like, I feel like whether you want to call it your intuition or just like your wisdom, your mental capacity to evaluate people, situations is so on point. Like you've done a lot of work to be in this space. It's not come easy. It's come from situations, trials, tribulations over and over and over again. But this week, you're finally like, again, you're in this place of power. I can just feel it, even just in this energy of your reading, you just feel good. But it's also because you're taking care of yourself. You're taking care of yourself and you're no longer feeding other people's egos. And that's making people really upset. Like the people that you are dealing with, the people that have been really difficult or pushed you away or kind of like not heard what you needed, what you wanted is what I'm hearing specifically. Like when you're literally communicating to someone, hey, like this works for me or this doesn't, and it just goes in one ear and out the other. They're kind of pissed, right? Because you're showing like, I'm not doing the toxicity, and they're showing, but I'm trying to work with you. I'm trying to find, whatever. But they're not really, there's this level, because there is a level of aggression. And like I was saying, it's in the astrology right now. So it's naturally going to be enlivened within us as well, right? Like I said, I'm seeing it in all random places, not only just with people that I work with, etc., but just also just in the environment out there in the world. And it's, and I think a lot of it is because of places, people, situations can't manage their emotions. But again, you're in this space where you're done taking responsibility for that. Because with this 8 of Cups, it's all about like, I'm not feeding into the toxicity anymore. And I'm actually giving my mind, my body, my soul rest. Honestly, that is when we find our power, is when we have that balance of action and rest, when we are taking care of ourselves so we can 100% uphold all the things that we have going on. This is such a healing and powerful energy for you, Scorpio. I'm just like, this has been the best reading this week. I'm so pumped for you. Congratulations. It just feels like something's finally clicking. That's what I've been hearing throughout the whole reading. Like something's finally coming together. You're finally feeling more in your power, right? But again, this has been hard won. You have worked your ass off to get here. And part of it has been really hard to disconnect, disengage from the people, places, and things that really are not, not on board with you. And I feel like you are delivering some harsh truths, maybe not 100% this week, but there are some things that are coming up with these people, situations that are really on the defensive that you kind of just, and you're preparing yourself for. That's definitely been a theme in the astrology as well this week. Check out your sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. I do a weekly reading as well, always daily shorts. So check it out because it's, this theme of like when we're being patient, when we're investing in ourselves, when we're stepping away from the toxic bullshit, it's bringing us the new beginning that we want. And this actually feels, again, like just really, it feels sweet, like in terms of sweetness, like something you deserve. It's like, I'm hearing sweetness. It's healing medicine for all the things that you have been through. Like it makes me want to cry because it's been a lot. It's been heavy. And I think, again, like I was saying in the very beginning, 100%, it's not been an easy path, right? It's not been an easy path to get here, and you've had to fight for it. It's not come easily. I mean, and I do think there are some more challenges around it. I'm not going to sit here and say now it's a cakewalk. I think you're a little bit more confident in self, and so it makes things easier, difficult things, it makes it easier or just like less interesting to invest in the toxicity or the unhealthy patterning, right? Even when we see someone not living up to our quote unquote expectations, like maybe they're just different, maybe they're not what you thought they were, and saying that's okay too, right? Not trying to control whatever outcome is on the horizon. Because you are dealing with someone who is trying to control. Flamingo is connected to consideration. Consider the possibilities if we sat out or we all waited in, right? Each perspective is necessary and worthy of contemplation. So we don't necessarily want to cast people, places, and things off per se, but we don't want to do it in we don't want to have these dynamics in a toxic way. And that's kind of what this is talking about. I think sometimes what I'm hearing is like when we feel really strong and confident and good, it can maybe go the opposite direction of a little bit of high horse, pride, arrogance. And I feel like that's what this flamingo is all about. Staying grounded in what is. Yeah, koala, using your wisdom. Koala's wisdom calls upon us to uphold our fidelity. So feel good about yourself, like be your empowered version, but also like stay humble, right? It's as simple as that. Continue with the sacrament of what you've put towards your habits, your routines. What are the things that are making you powerful? That investment in self, right? That love of self is what gives you that. So continue to don't rest on your laurels, right? Continue to practice, continue to implement, continue to nurture. That is what the bear symbolizes. Bear appears in our lives when she teaches us to look inward, face our fears, and embrace our truth. Her presence encourages us to accept our fragility as a means to overcome adversity. So true. Not all the things that we are navigating or you are navigating or, however, are easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we have to find ways to embrace that, understand the wisdom, but also understand our own truth and what we are willing to put up with, what we are willing to engage in, and what really just becomes a burden, what becomes, something that is depleting for our mind, body, soul. Yes, listen to what people have to say, but you know your truth. And I feel like that's what we have to really cling on to right now, is trusting ourselves, knowing ourselves, and not letting certain people, places, and things, this is specifically because Pluto's tensely aspected to Black Moon Lilith, not letting those people, places, and things, the naysayers, kind of bring us back into an ideology that's like not ours to have, right? Like if it's not what you think and believe, you don't have to force it, right? So thank you so much for your time, energy, always, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, sharing a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.